All right. Just giving you some updates on Horsey 1 here. Uh, so I haven't done anything too crazy. I haven't even had it out working yet because it hasn't really snowed since I got it from you, John. But you know what? Just wanted to show you what I've been working on here because, I told you I'd tell you all that stuff and I figured you want to see how she's doing. So Horsey 2 is in my brother's barn over there in Fairport until we actually close on our house, which is just a couple weeks away. But so the first thing I did, very first thing, is the seat strut. That's a nice thing to have. And then I got a new gas gauge down there too. So that's working again. And one thing I haven't done yet, but I plan to, are these seat springs. They're kind of soft, you know what I mean? They bottom out right away. So what I got over here, these little rubber things, these are from a John Deere tractor. They're going to be way too stiff, I can tell already. But you know what? I plan to drill some holes in them to maybe loosen them up. And those should fit in there. And that should work pretty good. So we got that done. And then, let me grab the light here. What else did we do? I noticed the muffler was off a little bit, so I banged that back on, started up, and it actually made this one a little quieter. I think we had a little exhaust leak right down in there where all the black's coming out. So she's looking good there. And then the big thing that I did was I didn't like how much the steering wheel was moving. Now, you've got like this sort of play, and that's inevitable, just the way that the steering gears are made, and that's fine. But I think, you know what it is? It's from when you get on and off of this thing, this is really the main thing that you grab from, so it moved up and down, side to side a lot. But it doesn't anymore, so what I did was, I don't know if you can see down in there. Yeah, this setup sucks. There we go. So I basically cut out some steel plate and boxed in the steering bushing in there, if you can see that. And then just welded it, a couple little tack welds in case I ever got to bust the thing out. I got new steering bushings, but the steering wheel was impossible to get off. I got the roll pin out, but physically pulling the steering wheel off, I was afraid I was going to bust something. So I have the original, steering bushing in there. Now you can see it. But I just boxed it with some, plate steel, and that's holding it really, really steady now, rock steady. So happy with that. I'll probably do that with Horsey 2 as well, and just kind of eat it on the two collars I bought off of eBay. That's always a good lesson, to give it a shot first before buying the parts. What else did I do? Oh, I had the welder out. I cleaned up, well, it didn't clean up, but welded up this corner right here. Because it was cracked open, so I welded it from the outside and from the inside too. And I still got to clean it all up, grind it down and paint it. But this thing is structural, I found out. So the upper dashboard here is what actually holds the steering wheel on. That's what the collar really transmits the force to. So this thing's got to be in good shape. So anyways, got that all tidied up. And then over on this side, you're gonna laugh. So one of the test lights here was missing, right? The little stupid plastic thing, and they're impossible to find. So what I got in its place, I don't know if you can see that, the phone's really terrible. I got a Lego piece in there. A Lego actually fits right in there, and you can't even tell the difference really. It's beautiful. It's so funny. It's just, I was looking at my kids' Legos, and I found the one that's kind of shaped like a barrel. And it looked like a fit. There it is, the clutch pedal. You can see there's a Lego in there. So that's pretty hilarious. And that's working really good, actually. So I got a couple other things I'm going to do to it. Like I said, those seat springs. And then it wasn't this way from the factory, but I'm going to put bushings in on this hood. Just the way that it's held on. It's nothing wrong. It's just me being fidgety. There you go. There's a lot of, movement side to side. And I figured out, that's just because of how it's attached down here. And so I'm going to throw a bushing in right in here, right on the back of that. So I got a whole pack of bushings from Amazon. I'm going to see if we just put a little bit of rubber in there, if that'll tighten all that up. But all this stuff is completely elective. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this thing at all. And I'm just trying to get it back up as close as I can to how it was back in '89. I figured you might appreciate some of that stuff. And I'll let you know once I actually do some work with it, how it does with the snow. And I think you already know it's going to do just fine. So that's where we're at with the Horsey 1. I think Horsey 2 might turn into just a total recreational toy. Like I was telling you, we're going to try and do some ATV wheels. Here, I'll show you what I have planned. Well, you can kind of see it up there. Right? So you see the stock tire there. And then this guy is not what I'm going to actually use, but it's about the same size. So it's gonna be a monster up front and even more of a monster in the back with some 26-inch ATV tires. I'll definitely let you know how that goes. But anyway, signing off here, man. Just wanted to let you know they're in good hands. They're getting some work done, and after that, they're gonna do some work.